So here's how to tell if you're addicted to pickup videos. For a lot of guys, watching pickup videos can be an incredibly beneficial thing because it, of course, teaches you and shows you what is possible, as well as giving guys a crutch of information that they can go on to get themselves started with going out and meeting women. The problem lies when guys watch too much of it, and in this video, I'm going to go over all of the things that I've noticed, especially from discussions and observations with guys that I've met over the 16 years of being in the dating industry. Now, if you can relate to at least 3 of the things in this video, then my friend, you are kind of addicted to watching pickup videos and you probably need to go out, have a bit of fresh air and go and talk to some women. So sign number 1 is that you are living out your dating life through watching videos. So to share with you a quick story, even about for me, over the years, I have filmed with at least 80 plus dating coaches, and there have been plenty of times where I have literally given up my own dating life to spend my time filming them living out theirs. And that's kind of meant though that instead of me having my own dating life, I have just been watching and observing other people, which isn't a healthy thing to experience. And even I am guilty as charged to say that, which is why I certainly recommend that if other guys are watching too many videos of dating coaches or pickup coaches, and you're not really going out and having a dating life yourself because you're just too busy finding out who the next girl is that the dating coach is dating or sleeping with or having a relationship with, then you probably need to have a bit of a break. The second sign might be that you are watching too many dating coach videos rather than going out and socializing, and that balance has kind of been tipped in the favor of watching videos. So the whole purpose of watching pickup videos or dating videos is to really just show you what is possible if you put the effort and determination into working on yourself. Now, if you're then watching too many videos and not really going out to socialize, then there's kind of an imbalance going on there. You need to be instead flipping that around, understanding that if you're watching these videos, you know what's possible, and then you can go out and have your own experiences. Because I can assure you that the experiences that you're having through watching other guys having their experiences as to what you will be experiencing yourself if you go out and approach is going to be very, very different. So sign number 3 is that you might be treating the videos the same way that you treat adult content. Now, unfortunately, believe it or not, there are guys out there who kind of enjoy that sense of voyeurism over watching a dating coach, you know, meet and attract and have all sorts of promiscuous dating lives or whirlwind romances of sorts. And there are also certainly the dating coaches out there that kind of enjoy the exhibitionism of it as well. But if you're finding though that you are watching too many videos and you're getting a bit of a kick out of it, and we'll keep it PG here, then it's no different to any kind of adult entertainment addiction, and too much of it is going to be most certainly unhealthy for the body, and you're going to train yourself to have a lot of bad habits for when you actually go and meet women and you want to have your own dating life. So sign number 4 is you get too picky and criticize how coaches go and approach and demo. So we've all seen it on every pickup and dating coach video content that's been put out on YouTube. The social keyboard warriors who want to critique like, oh, that coach did this wrong, or that was incorrect, they should have done this and that. And the problem that I find is that guys who watch too many pickup videos, they tend to go into this very philosophical way of thinking, like as if they've studied something for decades and they have now got a degree or PhD in being an expert in giving dating advice, even though they've not really left the house. So if maybe you notice that you are going onto videos, leaving comments and saying like, oh no, that was done incorrectly, your eye contact should have been like this, or like, why on earth would you say that? Instead, you should have used this particular opener or that, then you are well and truly too absorbed in the world of pickup And again, you probably need a bit of a break to it. Now, the whole purpose with, again, these videos that coaches put out is to just demonstrate what is possible. And they are having a particular conversation that is happening very naturally in that moment. Of course, you can end up looking at any conversation afterwards, looking back and going, oh, actually, I could have said this, I could have said that, or we could have spoken about this topic, or maybe I didn't see the signs that she gave me in that moment. Maybe I should have gone for this or that as well. But that will always happen, and no interaction will ever be 100%, and that is absolutely okay. But guys don't always think about that. They are too quick to critique it, even though they're not willing really to go out, film themselves, and show others potentially how it's done. So sign number 5 is that you are too focused on the outcome and the results rather than actually experiencing the journey itself. The amount of guys that I've also met over the years who focus on like, how many numbers did you get, or did you get laid? You know, all of this sort of crazy stuff, which really does not matter. It ultimately comes down to what is a guy looking for if he is choosing to work on his dating life. Is he looking to have a bit of fun? Is he actually looking for that perfect partner? Or is there kind of like this hybrid combination of them both? Now, there's no right or wrong with it, but definitely it's going to be every guy's decision on what sort of journey that they are going for. So it doesn't really matter how many numbers did they get, how many conversations or interactions did they have, you know, did they get laid again? It doesn't matter at all. But what matters is, again, the development, the skill of being able to have a conversation with a complete stranger, build attraction, or build, even at the very least, some kind of rapport. That is what really matters. So if you're kind of overlooking these small things, then you have to ask yourself, why are you in the dating industry in the first place? What exactly are you looking for? So number 6 is something that every guy is at fault for, and that is that you watch dating coach videos or pickup videos back to back constantly, and you don't really take anything away from them. Now, again, if you're going to watch them, they are meant to inspire you. They're meant to show you what's possible. From the social experiments to the client transformations, where you see a guy who has absolutely no skill whatsoever, suddenly he's able to be this guy who can just get phone numbers and be very chatty and flirty with people, you know, that he meets in whatever the situation. But if you're watching these videos and then walking away and going like, yeah, well, that was a cool video. That was 20 minutes of my life that I've not really, you know, taken anything away from, then why are you watching the video? Go out, go and actually put it into practice yourself. And why not gather a fantastic story that you can tell other people or share with other people to say, you know what, I watched this video and I felt inspired to go out and talk to people myself. So I went out, I hit the street, or I went to a bar, or I went to a networking event, or I took up a hobby and started socializing, and I got to have these fantastic and interesting conversations with people, and this is my story. That is going to be something where you will really learn some life lessons. And of course, then that, even relating it back to the videos that you watch, you're going to implement probably the things that you have taken away from it. But if you're not taking anything away from these videos to actually apply it to your own interactions, then yeah, why are you watching these videos? So number 7, and this one always makes me laugh when I am out and about in London and I see other guys literally doing this, which is that once you have watched these videos of the pickup or dating coaches, you literally copy and paste it and you do it yourself. Now, I'm going to first of all state that there is absolutely nothing wrong with this, especially for guys who are brand new to the idea of, you know, socializing. Maybe they've had a break, maybe they've come out of a relationship, whatever it may be, but you don't know where to begin. So you're like, okay, I've just watched that coach say this thing. I'm now going to go and try it myself and see what reaction or result that I get. Absolutely fine. I 100% approve of that. But it does make me laugh though when literally guys for a longer period of time when they're clearly, you know, they've gotten over that first hurdle of socializing and they're not really looking to develop their own conversations or their own personality or way of interacting with people. Instead, they actually embody the pickup coach that they've watched online. And trust me when I say, I know when someone has, because when I'm walking around London, if I'm working with a client, whether it be a dating coach or even a guy that I am coaching myself with approaching, it really does make me laugh when I see particular habits or mannerisms where I can look at a guy on the street and say, yeah, he's copied that from that dating coach. I can see the way in how he's like leaning on his back foot, or how his hands are in a certain position, or even just the way in how he's actually standing with a girl or with a stranger on the street. And it really makes me laugh. I think there's an element of sincereness there as well, because, you know, or what's the word? There's a phrase, something in the form of flattery. But, you know, it's nice to see. But guys, you also need to bear in mind that you need to actually find your way of doing it. Women are going to be attracted to you and your style, and especially those who are looking for a relationship. You don't want them falling in love or being attracted to this alter ego that you've created, or this persona of the dating coach that you're trying to embody. You want women to actually be attracted to you for your jokes, your humor, your charm, your charisma, whatever it is that you specifically have that's your USP. That is what you want women to be attracted to. So don't, just start off with copying a coach, but don't do it for a longer period of time, because I can assure you, you are going to just lose yourself in this alter ego, and no one's going to recognize this like self-actualized version of you. And trust me when I say as well, before I even finish this point, is the amount of guys, both coaches and just normal guys, who have gone and worked with a coach or whatever, or a client of mine, I should say, the ones that really struggle are the ones who never actually developed their own personality. They just took all of the things that worked from other coaches, applied it to themselves, and they just kind of lost themselves in it. And that's even got me thinking of actually a very quick story. There was a guy, a friend of mine, who worked with a dating coach, and we became friends because of that when the dating coach was a client of mine. And he would tell me that every date that he would go on, he would always play the question game, and that he was really, really bored of it. And I kind of like challenged that. And I said to him, like, well, why are you doing the question game? Why don't you just do something else? And he said this to me, and I'll never forget it. He said, because otherwise I don't know how to build attraction. And I find that really sad, that for him, the only way that he could actually get a result of sorts with women that he was going on dates with was if he played the question game. But he was ultimately bored of the question game, because he was always asking just the same questions that was ramping up the tension and stuff for it. So you've got to learn to be comfortable with who you are, what you want to do, what you want out of an interaction, rather than literally copying someone else. So sign number 8 is that you oppose some dating coaches but align with others. Now, it's kind of makes sense that, you know, that you find some dating coaches out there that you have similar personalities to, or you just really like their style. But it really makes me laugh when I find the cultish guys, and yes, there are elements of the dating and pickup industry that are cultish. So come on, we've got to call out the elephant in the room here. And I always chuckle when I've seen like guys literally like fight for their favorite dating coaching comments, and they sort of say like, no, this coach is the best, and no, this one's the best. Like, no, how dare you say that? No, I'm right and you're wrong. This coach has got the best results and all this. No, they don't. I think that my coach is is the best one that's out there. And then, you know, and then it kind of turns into some like top-down skirmish game of like Red Alert 2 with like your favorite dating coaches being the like the commanders or leaders, and then their minions who are going off and attacking each other are basically the fans of those coaches. So I always kind of laugh when I see the guys like who have this like selective favoritism to a coach, which, you know, again is fine, it's fine, but I think some guys do take it to an extreme when they start like having to threaten someone else because they like some other coach better, or there is just like these weird debates of like who's the best dating coach in the world. It's like, well, you know, to be honest, like everyone just gets to a plateau at some point. I know things that guys don't know when it comes to, you know, these sort of things. When you hear like some dating coaches are constantly having threesomes and stuff, and everyone's like, whoa, holy shit, how on earth are you having like constant threesomes? And then actually it just turns out that basically their girlfriend that they've got, which they haven't admitted to guys, they've got a girlfriend who just turns out actually to be bisexual, and she's the one who just constantly keeps bringing a girl along to have some promiscuousness take place. And basically the dating coach doesn't actually do bugger all. But they, except for just sort of saying like, yes, I got this result. So, you know, what guys don't know behind the scenes is actually very different to what you see. But if you find that you are constantly like fighting the battles for dating coaches, which you shouldn't really do, you don't actually know them, you might align with their way of like speaking and articulating in videos, or, you know, maybe you've just become some like diehard fan because you've watched their videos for so long. Yeah, just bear in mind that you might be watching too many pickup videos if, you know, you're kind of like acting as like some like soldier at the front lines to protect your favorite coach. So number 9 is that you might be developing some unrealistic expectations. Now, I kind of touched on this in one of my earlier points, but the amount of guys that then they watch these videos and they are too heavily addicted to like, well, what percentage of numbers did you get? Like, what, how many girls did you sleep with? You know, all this and that. Again, these things don't really matter. You know, you're watching these videos for an understanding of what is possible if you're going to go out and speak to people. It doesn't really matter how many numbers and stuff the dating coaches get. In fact, I can even assure you now that the ratio that you might have in your mind is actually a lot worse in real life for what coaches get, because what they are doing on camera is more for demonstration purposes. They actually kind of like bump their energy up a little bit more for showmanship on camera. So it does look good. It looks interesting and it's engaging. But actually the best interactions that they have, where they get the best results from, I dare say, is from the most boring interactions possible. The kind of conversations that guys, if they were watching it and even referencing one of the other points here, they would look at it and go like, oh, well, they should have done this and they should have done that. You know, it's the boring interactions which usually bring about the best results. But unfortunately, it doesn't entertain the guys who are watching these videos. And the thing is that if you're watching dating coaches putting out videos where they're just constantly putting out their number closes or their dates, or even, you know, the girls that they've slept with, then that's going to start setting, again, unrealistic expectations, and you're going to just compare yourself to them. Which leads me then onto my last point, which is the fact that you are going to just find that you're going to be overtly comparing yourself to the dating coaches that you're going to be watching, and that's going to put you off of wanting to go out and do things yourself. Trust me when I say that over the years, especially when I've sort of spent more time filming other dating coaches and less time actually focusing on my own dating life, because as you can imagine, if I'm sometimes filming with a dating coach for like 4 hours or 8 hours in a day, they're absolutely exhausted. I'm absolutely exhausted. They've spent the entire day talking. I've spent the entire day being absolutely like quiet because I'm like focusing on filming. I'm not going to be in the mood to go out and do any approaching afterwards. So of course, they've then got their numbers and preps for dates, whereas then I'm just literally there like ready to go to sleep, or I'm probably going to head home, edit the video, watch the infields again, you know, to just tidy it up. And, you know, that then puts me off completely of wanting to go out and do any approaching, or I'm not going to be in the mood for it. Or hell, when I actually am in the mood for it, it will then take me a lot longer to warm up into doing an approach or just even having proper conversations with people until I'm actually at a stage where I am having good interactions. So, but even during those moments, if I'm just constantly comparing myself to other dating coaches, it would be too easy to then be absorbed in that. And then that would put me down. And then I'm not going to want to do any approaching at all because I'm just not in the mood for it. Or my morale has now dropped completely because I'm like, oh, I can't be bothered to go out and approach. I've just watched that coach do it. So if you are watching too many videos and you start feeling like that, then maybe that is a sign telling you that you need to stop watching those videos. And trust me when I say it is then a lot more effort to try and start speaking to people if all you are doing is watching other people interact and not really giving yourself that personal experience that you need to develop and grow. So I hope that you found these 10 points interesting. Like I say, if any of these signs are relatable to you and at least 3 of them sort of stand out, then you, my friend, do need to take a break from watching pickup videos and maybe even just like limit them per week. I'll emphasize it again that the purpose of these videos is just to inspire you, to motivate you to go out and do it yourself. They're just there to show you what is possible rather than you spending all your days watching videos, discussing it with other people about how this went, how that went, what could have been done differently and so on. Go out and speak to people and enjoy life, embrace it, have your own experiences, go on your own journey, and depending on what you're looking for your dating life, then you can take what you've learned online and apply it to yourself and really reap those benefits of being more sociable, more confident, and certainly overcoming your anxiety. Now, my name is Dan, and of course, this is my channel, That Danxiety Guy. If you aren't subscribed yet already, please do subscribe. I would absolutely love it and appreciate it. And also, if you can like the video, all these little likes and all these subscriptions, they really help me to reach even more guys to help them with their social anxiety. And I really genuinely love what I do, and being able to help people is one of the greatest things that I've had the opportunity to do. And if I have even the slightest bit of chance to help you on your journey through whether it be cold approaching or socializing, making friends, or really working on your dating life, I would love to be able to help you. Now, with all that being said, thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe, and look forward to future videos from me.